Thank you for coming back today. How's it going?
It's going alright.
Do you want to update me on what's been going on since the last time I saw you?
Well, Jason is back in the hospital again.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of tough because his first Christmas is coming up. And I feel like my relationships with my family have been a little bit rocky lately, so I'm not getting the support that maybe would be helpful right now.
What's he back in the hospital for?
His liver is failing again.
Is he listed for transplant?
Yeah, hopefully he's gonna be coming up for a transplant soon.
Okay.
It hasn't gotten much better.
How long do they think he's going to be staying in the hospital this time?
Well, right now it looks like it's gonna be about, at least a week. Which is tough because, I want to be able to at least see him. But that means that I can't work, and we're getting, close to not being able to keep the lights on and the water running and whatnot, so.
And remind me again where you work?
Well, right now I work at Target. I'm just a cashier, though. I don't have, a good, stable full-time job. It's a little bit more than minimum wage, so.
And you mentioned that you don't really have a support system. Is Jason's father involved in his life at all?
Kind of in and out. He hasn't seen him in, probably 3 weeks. So, it's tough. Our relationship isn't all that good. It's been hard since, having a child together and him having, problems being in and out of the hospital. It just it's tough on both of us, so.
Does he know that Jason's back in the hospital this time?
I called him. He hasn't called me back, but I called him about an hour ago.
Okay.
So, I don't know, maybe his phone isn't working or something.
So does he not help in terms of financial support then?
No, he has a minimum wage job too, so he can't give much. He tries, but he can't do much. So it's pretty much just me and whatever my parents try and help out with stuff here and there, so. But I don't know, I just want to be able to do better for him. I want to get a better job. I need to be able to work full time and have something stable and feel like I'm moving forward, so that we're moving forward together. But
right. But that must be hard considering the fact that Jason seems to be going in and out of the hospital a lot, and you mentioned that means that you can't work, so that has to be tough to deal with.
Yeah, I want to go back to school, and that's another financial burden, and I don't have time, and it's just, it seems like I'm getting nowhere.
Do you have any sort of support system at Target? Any coworkers or your boss or anything?
Some of the other cashiers, I'm friends with, they come in, and there's one good friend that I have who's come and visited me and Jason at the hospital last time we were in here, and that was really nice. So she brought him a teddy bear.
That's so nice.
Yeah, it was cute.
So you mentioned about it coming up to being his first Christmas, and that you're stressed out about that. What's causing the stress with the holidays?
Well, it's just the travel and, being able to, make sure that we can go and see my family, or, maybe I can establish some sort of agreement with them where they can come and see us, because it's harder to travel with him being so sick and whatnot. So, I'm stressed out about family. I'm stressed out about, them feeling my stress and feeling like I'm not handling it well enough. And, I just want to be able to give him a good Christmas. I know he's only one, so it's not like it's going to be, a big deal for him whether or not he gets toys. But I still want to be able to, get him some sort of, Christmas ornament or something like that, and it's just every little thing is extra, and it's all coming out of my pocket.
Right.
But I feel like maybe if I could get, my family down, then it would be a lot easier.
And sometimes that might be a better gift than to actually have something tangible. Maybe just being able to make the memories would be able to make an impact.
Yeah, even just for us, and maybe to have his father there. And
yeah. That would be good. Yeah. And then you also mentioned about having some trouble keeping the lights on. So with not being able to work, has finances become a strain?
Yeah, the bills are getting harder and harder to pay. I mean, so far we haven't had any sort of like notice of anything being shut off. But if I can't pay the bill this month, I mean, I don't know how long they're gonna let me, go before I get that notice.
Right.
And
that has to be scary, right?
It is, yeah, it's scary.
And I'm sure Jason, with all of his medical needs, I'm sure is on all sorts of medications and...
Yeah, and I don't know what's going to come out of this visit, and,
It's a lot.
It is.
It's a lot of stuff. So to just summarize a couple things that we've been talking about, because it's kind of a whole bunch of things that we've been working on. You mentioned the finances becoming an issue, your relationship with Jason's father and him being in and out of Jason's life and not really offering much support.
Yeah.
Your lack of a support system outside of the hospital and outside the doctors and everything. And then also your job. And you mentioned maybe going back to school and wanting to get a full-time job and everything like that. So what out of those 4 issues that I've identified would you like to maybe focus on a little bit more today?
I think now, with the holidays coming up, probably the support system, and my family relationships, and I would say, yeah, my family relationships.
Okay, so who specifically in your family do you want to work on the relationship with?
Probably my mom.
Okay.
Yeah, we used to be so close, and ever since I moved a little bit further away, now we're about 3 hours away, and we don't talk as much as we used to, and she can't visit as often because she's getting older, and it's been a little bit rockier lately. I feel like I'm kind of losing her.
Yeah, it's understandable. Was she at all involved in terms of your pregnancy with Jason?
Yeah, she had a lot of fun with it. I mean, I think it's been harder for her now that she knows that he's sick, and I don't know if she feels like maybe she's not, going to have a whole lot of time with her first grandson, but we had a lot of fun with the pregnancy, and it was good, but it's kind of just been downhill from there.
Do you think there's any specific reason or any specific point in the relationship that you think has made it go downhill?
I think maybe, when he was born and we found out that he was sick, and my attitude sort of started to change about everything, and I got to be a little bit more negative, and I kind of got short with her, and now when we talk, it's a little bit less loving, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Overall.
When you say less loving, what do you mean by that?
We're short with each other, and the conversations are quicker, and they're more about money and what's going on at the hospital, and when is he going back, and what was the diagnosis last time, and it's less of like, oh, how excited are you about like how you have a new child, and that's what I want. And it seems like all the questions are just about just sickness and the transplant. And
well, but you understand that is a big part of your life.
It is, yeah. Sometimes I need an escape.
Right.
Yeah.
So you'd like to just be able to pick up the phone and kind of forget in a way that Jason's sick, and to just kind of talk to your mom about just the randomness instead of what's going on at the hospital.
Yeah, like, what he ate today, or what clothes he's wearing, or whatnot.
Mm-hmm. So, what would be your goal in terms of making the relationship with your mom better? What are some steps you can take in order to make that happen?
Maybe sharing some of those feelings with her, like what I just shared with you.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe letting her be more aware of the fact that, she's kind of being a Debbie Downer when I call her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think she'd be receptive to this type of conversation that you would want to have with her?
I think so. I mean, maybe she doesn't even know.
Mm-hmm. It's understandable.
Yeah.
So let's set up a timetable then. So today is Tuesday, and you said that Jason's probably going to be in the hospital for the next week or so.
Yeah.
And Christmas is in about 3 to 4 weeks or so.
Yeah.
So what kind of goals would you like to set in terms of like trying to make this relationship a little bit better by the holidays and with Jason being in and out of the hospital?
Well, if her and I can connect and sort of, find our own common ground with, how I'm feeling and maybe how she's feeling, and get our feelings squared away, maybe while he's in the hospital, while I'm in and out, while I'm not working because of that, maybe in the next week or so.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe the week after that, I talk to her about maybe coming down here instead of us going up there for the holidays, and maybe that would work.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely something to try and definitely a good approach to have. And, you got to start the conversation and kind of see where it takes you from there.
Okay.
Because you need a support system in your life. This is a really tough situation that you're going through with Jason, and it's not going to be easy. And when he gets a liver transplant, there's all the follow-up afterwards and surgery in general and everything afterwards. So you definitely need a support system established so that way when all this time comes, you're going to be taking care of Jason, but someone needs to also be taking care of you.
Mm.
Do you think about that at all?
No, I don't. I've never thought about that, actually.
Why not?
I guess I'm just so focused on him
Mm-hmm.
that I forget about taking care of myself.
And that's easy to forget. You have a little newborn, so even just in general, a new mom having a little baby in the house is of course going to forget about herself in general, but then add on Jason's medical conditions, and that just throws a whole nother wrench into the system. And it's important for you to also think about yourself too, and what makes you happy and how that can happen. And if that's fixing your relationship with your mom, then that's something to definitely work towards.
I think that would be helpful. I think that would make a big difference.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Okay. So we can set that up as a goal for you to talk to her and to try and at least start the conversation now and see where that takes you through the holidays. And hopefully Jason stays out of the hospital after this time, and we'll keep seeing each other on a weekly basis, and I'll check in with your progress on your mom, and then next time we can maybe focus on one of the other issues that we were discussing earlier today and maybe set up some different goals with that.
Yeah.
Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.